I want to ask you about being a part of the Lost Speedway series at Texas World Speedway. You were at the premiere of season 2 there in Charlotte, hanging out with Dale and the Dirty Mo Media gang. Tell us about the premiere and what people can expect out of this episode at the Texas World Speedway.
Well, it was pretty cool. You know, my good friend, Bob Dillner and Matt Dillner. Matt called me and he said, "Hey man, me and Dale Jr. want to do a episode about Texas World Speedway." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." And he said, "No, man, it's, Dale's really passionate about Texas World Speedway." And I didn't know that. And man, I was honored and proud that was even that I thought everybody forgot about Texas World Speedway, and it meant a lot to me because as a little boy, I can remember, my mom taking me and my brother to Texas World Speedway and walking up those 2 long entrances up that big hill on the front straightaway. You couldn't see the racetrack. You walked up these big hills, and the press box was massive. And man, when you got on the top of that hill, you had to walk a little bit of ways to the back of the stands. But man, when you looked over that racetrack and saw those cup cars lined up on pit road, Richard Petty, AJ Foyt, Buddy Baker, Bobby Allison, James Hilton, it changed my life. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to go to Texas World Speedway and see NASCAR, see the NASCAR, heroes. And I was a big Richard Petty, AJ Foyt. They were my heroes, and I don't think I missed but 1 or 2 races ever since 1971 or 70. I was just a little bitty boy. But man, if there wasn't a Texas World Speedway, me being the race car driver and making a living and being a NASCAR driver may never have happened, So I've seen so many races there, so many great races, and seen the superstars of our sport over the decades race there. And then having the opportunity that Gary Fields and Al Mallory gave me to go down there in 1996 or 7 and win the last race, Texas Race of Champions. And then my Uncle Mike, we started our NASCAR Team Texas High Performance Racing School there in 1989, 90. Dude, that place is special to me. You know what I mean? It meant a lot to me. And man, when I went down there, me and Johnny Rutherford were there on the same day, and they interviewed me for about 3 hours. It was pretty cool. And I had to tell you, it was emotional, man. It was just, it's kind of like being at a funeral. I'm there, and it's hurtful. You know what I mean? Because I love that speedway. And going into turn 1, it was gone. They bulldozed it down. It was flat dirt, and they had built some houses outside turn 2. And it was almost like being at a funeral, man. It was, I didn't realize when I walked in there and they were putting me in different places and they were really asking me great questions, man, it was emotional for me, man. I was like, I almost wanted to apologize to them. I didn't. And man, when they had called at the last minute and said, "Hey, Dale Jr. wants you to come to the what do you call that? The movie, the premiere." Yeah. I was honored. I got there, and Kyle Petty was there, and Dale Jr. He greeted me, and man, it was awesome, man. And they showed 2 shows. The first 2 episodes of 2021 of Lost Speedway. The first one was Texas World Speedway. And man, the emotions, man, watching that thing, I was like, man, I was kind of like fighting back tears watching it at the premiere, and then
was that the first time you've seen it, by the way?
I have not seen it. That was the first time I seen it, when I was at the premiere. And then to have Dale Jr. get up and speak and thank me, and it was unbelievable. You pinch yourself because you're like, can't believe this is happening. But they showed, I don't know if y'all know this, Dominic, Tyler, but they showed the second episode. They showed 2 episodes there at the premiere. The second one was about Myrtle Beach Speedway. And man, just as emotional it was for me to watch that, the one on Texas World Speedway, the one about Dale Jr. and Myrtle Beach Speedway was more emotional. I was fighting back tears, and I could look to my left and right. Other people, I could see some ladies, and I seen a guy sitting next to him, man. I didn't tell you who he was, but man, he had a tear rolling down his face. It was very emotional, and it was unbelievable. But man, what an honor! I was honored. I was honored to be to that I was asked to be part of that, and I was honored that they recognized Texas World Speedway because it was my favorite racetrack in the whole world. A 2-mile super speedway that had great races, and to be there at the premiere, it was an awesome event. I loved it, man. And I got another story to tell you about that here in a minute, you know.
Sure, David. I just want to follow up on that real quick. Seeing some of the photos from that premiere, I got to ask the elephant in the room. You're rubbing elbows with some of these legends of the sports: Allison, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Kerry Earnhardt. And there's Mike Davis, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s PR guy. We all know Jr. and Davis do an excellent job on the Dale Jr. download. When are you going to be on the Dale Jr. download?
Well, I don't know. I don't ever, I just focus on me and my sponsors and my racing team. I focus on Whataburger Alarm. Just all the people that allow me to race in NASCAR. I've been great friends with Kerry Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. for years. When you've been doing this 24 years, you build those relationships. And, I think there's a lot of respect on both sides. And, you never, I don't know. I just, man, y'all know, I just love to race. I want to win. I want to be competitive. I'm blessed. I've been doing it this long. And, if Dale Earnhardt Jr. calls you and wants you to come to a movie premiere, you're just thankful and honored. Obviously over the years, you've done something right. You know what I mean? I don't know how you say it. You know what I mean? I just love what I do, and I don't bother anybody. I try to, do it respectfully and race my tail off as hard as I can, and take care of my sponsors. And I'm humbled to have the opportunity. And, when cool things like that happens, it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? But who am I? We're nobody special. We were just blessed that we could drive a race car halfway decent, and somebody gave us opportunity. We ran with the opportunities. Look at you guys. We talk about it a lot. We create opportunities. We're passionate about it, and we work hard. And I think if you do all that recipe, you can go places. And it's just hard work, passionate, and a lot of want to. And, a lot of sacrifices that we've all taken. And man, I thank God every day that I get to race as long as I have and continue to race. You know what I mean? So yeah, pretty cool deal.
That is awesome, David. Some great stuff there. And we'll definitely be watching Lost Speedways, that first episode with David from Texas World Speedway, available now on Peacock, which you can watch for free with ads there. So check that out if you get the chance.